Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to my channel that is Odoo for beginners. Today we are going to cover a small but powerful trick on scrap accounting. As we already aware that how to manage this scrap, that is very simple, but might be we are not aware that without proper configuration accounts on proper locations, if we are failed to do those configuration, then what's the effect on the accounting? So without wasting the time, let's jump to the database and let's understand those accounting impact with scrapping. Okay, what I am going to do, as we already know, in the locations itself we have a one location which is my scrap location. That is not my internal location, that is the virtual location. So just let me open that location which is my scrap. So let me filter those location, configurations, locations, and remove this filter, and let me find that location which is the scrap. This is one kind of the virtual location, and that you can see it's scrap location. Here this is very important. Here you can see that we have to set some of the accounts, but currently I am making those account blank to get the differentiations between without adding any accounts and with accounts. Okay, so currently this is step number 1. This is my scrap account. Now what I am going to do, I am creating one product itself. Let's consider one product which is the mobile. Okay, that's mobile with the cost of that $5,000. Okay, let's make it this price. Okay, so now this is the thing. Okay, this is my track inventory. Now what we are going to do, we are just purchasing those mobiles from my vendors. So we are going to purchase, but before that just let me check what is my category over there. So I am just putting my mobile, and let me add that category which is all, but let me set that proper configurations with average cost and with my automated. Okay, all set. Let me save. Okay, now let me make those purchase again. Purchase order is there, we are going to purchase, my creating the new purchase, vendor is there, my product is mobile, it's mobile. Okay, that's fine. We are going to purchase 5. Let me remove the taxes for these more simplifications, and we are just going to confirm we are receiving the products, and we are going to validate. As we know, if we will check the accounting entries for that as we receive, so our inventory valuation, our inventory will be debited and stock interim received account will be credited. This is the simple. Now what happens? We found that our one mobile is not will be used further, that will be in scrap. So what we will do, just we are going to click on that scrap. What is our product? This is my mobile, and it will be 1. Scrap reason that not in proper configurations, whatever. Okay, just let me put any random notes for the time saving. Okay, now here you can see that source locations, my scrap location is this one. Okay, and just I'm going to validate. Now based on those, my accounting entries will be created. So let's check those accounting entries. So if I will look into that accounting entries, here you can see that. Now here you can see that this is regarding with my scrap. Here you can see that this is kind of the delivery entry, as my stock valuation account is credited and the stock interim delivered account is debited. This is the simple. But now what happens when we set the proper account on proper location? As this entry doesn't show that this is regarding with that scrap, because we haven't configured any scrap expense account. So now what I am going to do, I am going to create one account. So let me go to the account. In accounting, just going to chart of account. I am creating one account which is kind of the scrap. Okay, scrap expense kind of account, and that account I am going to set on the location of scrap location. So this is the steps. I am going into the locations, and if I will check, I am going to locations. Again, let me find that scrap locations, and here I am going to set that. Okay, so now scrap, here again my scrap is there. Okay, now just I am going to set that. Now let's scrap those product again. Okay, so now I am going to do those scrap again with my click on that. Product is mobile, scrap is there, again not in proper configuration, we can make it. Think is that, and just validate. Now let's check the accounting entries. So if I will click on those accounting entries with, so here we can see that this is my accounting entries, and now instead of stock interim delivered, our scrap expense is hit and it is debited. Now what's the advantage of that? If we will go to my general ledger, we can, in that we can sense that this scrap expense is there. So at end of the year, end of the month, you can find that what the actually expense belong to your scrap. So by proper configuration, you can find in easy ways. Otherwise, you have to do some adjustments. You have to do some adjustment against previous entries, and that it will be. But by proper configuration, it will be in simple steps. So this is just small and powerful trick you can use in your configurations. Thank you everyone.